Alright, so we're going to spend some time talking today about simplest form. Now, simplest form has two different ways to find it. The first is divisibility rules. This is where we use our rules like for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so on and so forth to be able to make simplest form of fractions. Start with the fraction 6 tenths. Now I know that 6 and 10 are both even, so I can automatically divide them both by 2. 6 divided by 2 equals 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. And there's no number I can divide into both 3 and 5, so it has to be in simplest form. Second way is with factors. Are you starting to see why we learned about them first? Divisibility rules and factors? Now let's say that I'm starting with the fraction 12/15. Now with 12/15, I'm going to list my factors as 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, and 4. And I know I've got them all because 3 and 4 are right next to each other. I've got 1 and 15, 3, 5, and that's it because I know 4 isn't in. I see that 3 is repeated in both. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And I see 12 divided by 3 equals 4. And 15 divided by 3 equals 5. If I then look at their factors, let's come over here and do it. You get 1, 2, and 4. If we do 5, we've got 1 and 5. I only have 1 in common, so it's in simplest form. Now, there are strengths and weaknesses to each of these. The strength of divisibility rules is, 1, you only have to know the divisibility rules. You don't need to know factors, so if you really struggle with it, it makes it really simple to do. But the weakness is that sometimes it's easy to stop too soon. So sometimes you stop too soon. So you've forgotten that you can divide by another number, and so you stop before you're in simplest form. The strengths of factors are 1, you never stop too soon if you've listed all the factors correctly. And that you really only have to divide once. Now the weakness is that you have to know your factors. And if you struggle with it, sometimes that can be really hard to know your factors. So let's look at an example of divisibility and factors. Now I'm going to move up my binder a little bit to give me some more room, and I'm going to tilt the camera. So tilting the camera, tilting, making sure I've got enough room to do it. Moving it up, there we go. Okay, let's start with a fraction like, 18/36. That's a pretty good one. They're both even, so I can know that I can divide them both by 2. So I do, and I get 9/18. Now, I also know I can divide both of those by 3. So I'm going to keep going. And I get, I divide them both by 9, though I could also divide them by 3. And I get 1/2. Can't divide 1 or 2, so I'm done. Now I'm going to look at 18/36 and do it the factors way. That's my factors: 1/18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6, and then for 36 I've got 1 36, 2 and 18, I've got 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and I see that I've got 18 in common. So I divide both sides by 18, and I get 1/2. And if I do the factors of those, the factors of 1 are 1, the factors of 2 are 1 and 2, so I know I'm in simplest form.